Welcome to episode 474 of Fourth and John. I'm Gail Saunders here with Evan Hollywood Hearn and Mr. Tim Armstrong in the building. He's repping today. Shout out to Mr. Desert Tim. He's on his way, and Prime is he's doing daddy daughter dances.
They look great. Saw the picture in the group chat. They look great for their
Yeah,
daily
they look
22.
phenomenal. Who also looks great is these Philadelphia Eagles. As you see, the media week has continued. I have to be honest. Each day passes, I get a little bit more FOMO that I'm not there. But I'm vicariously living through other people, other media outlets, and just kind of like learning more about our Philadelphia Eagles. You think how could we learn more about the Philadelphia Eagles when we talk about them every day? I mean, you are hearing random facts about our team, but it's cool. It's cool to see some of the players get to shine, but and it's cool to hear some stories. But the dumb questions I could do without. And then in reality, I want the game to happen tomorrow. So it's kind of I've been waking up in cold sweats, not nervous. It's just a matter of fact that I just want the game to be here, and I'm thinking, how am I going to be reacting on Sunday morning if I feel like this? Because I'm ready to like run through a wall, but I'm very excited about what's about to transpire. Like there's a lot of pundits. I've not listened to any of the pundits, any talk show about the Eagles because all those pundits were picking against our Eagles, and now they're going to tell me about our Eagles. Now I'm good with my own analysis, so I feel really good about where we're at. I talked one Eagle fan off the ledge this morning, so I'm doing the therapy sessions. If you need help, hit me in the DMs and I'll get to you. But I mean, Ev, how about some therapeutic energy as we head to the Super
Man,
Bowl?
I'm ready to jump out of my skin. So if you're looking to come to me for words that are gonna calm you, soothe you, make you feel better, I don't know how to make time move any faster. This has been the longest month of my entire life, dude. Like the wild card game versus the Packers, that feels like an entire century ago at this point. I have been on the edge of my seat for a week and a half now. I can't believe that we are finally within a few days of this game, man. I've been anticipating this for so long. And the reason that I am so excited is because I know we're going to win. I know we've got the better team. I'm ready for the celebration, man. I don't see how I'm not trying to say anything crazy. I can see how we do.
Say it, bro.
I'm really that confident in this team, man. Like I think that it is black and white. This team versus the last team that went up against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. We're better in every respect. We're better than the Eagles team that faced them last time, and we're better than the Chiefs team that we're going to get up against this Sunday. We're just a better team. We are a powerhouse right now. And we're completely swagged out, dude. Like I'm looking at the media, them asking the questions, all that. Like, obviously there's bias that's going into it, but I'm looking at this Chiefs team. I'm like, this is a bunch of dorks, bro. Like, I am happy that we have an Eagles team that I'm like, yo, this Eagles team is a bunch of ballers, man. I love it. Like every single player on this Eagles team is a very charismatic, likable person. And I, granted, bias. Chiefs are a bunch of dorks. So I'm happy. I'm rooting for my squad and not theirs.
Tim, are the Chiefs a bunch of dorks? Would you agree?
Seems like it. If you watch a lot of the behind the scenes, I mean, our team's having fun. These guys are looking a little bit too serious.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, I know they probably feel more pressure, but I feel like this is getting ready for Christmas. As you become an adult, Christmas becomes a holiday that's not as exciting, loses a little bit of its luster. Well, this is our Christmas. The build-up over the weeks and the wins each week and the snowball and everything that is just came to the highest pinnacle, which is right now, has just grown throughout this entire time. The decorations are going up week by week. Everything's happening. And then Sunday we get to open our presents. Work is suffering. I can tell you that much. I'm not doing a whole bunch of work during the week. It's just like you're getting ready for the holiday season. Every now and then you'll do something and then drift over to your phone a little bit, see some more behind the scenes stuff. But to Evan's point, Yeah, I mean, if you watch, these guys are having fun with the social media experience for this. I mean, granted, most of my feed is all Eagles. You know what I mean? Most of the stuff I'm catching up on. But for the most part, you see the Chiefs didn't even answer the jersey swap from the other team. That drove me nuts a little bit.
I know.
Right.
I wouldn't want to do. I'm not trading with them. Shut the hell up.
You're not going to trade with Saquon Barkley. Let's
Yeah,
be serious.
okay.
The guy's got a 2K year, and no, I'm not going to trade. They picked their own players.
Right.
Like, come on, guys. Come on. Have a little fun with this. But that just says to how loose our team is, but focused, and how together they are. But the stress level's on them. Like, people think, like, to Evan's point, we match up. I'm happy with all the matchups. And these guys have a lot of pressure to try and go for that three-peat. It's a real thing. But
I do believe you stand corrected. I mean, that three-peat is something that's been talked about. I mean, but I think this team, speaking to the question of Heath, he says, "What's up, John's question? What's the difference between our birds in Super Bowl 52 and the birds who we got now?" And I think, I think
solid defense, honestly.
well, I'm talking this run game is ridiculous. We're talking about being physical with the running game. I mean, we had a physical style, but it took like 3 guys to form that running unit. I mean, Saquon alone, he can do what 3 backs can do and more, and reverse hurdle you. I think that's one of the biggest differences. I think being connected is one thing that I'm seeing from that team and this team. I think that a lot of the players speak to that connection that I'm sure they focused on. Because, I mean, the stuff that I heard last year, obviously I don't like to say everything that I hear on this. It's not like I'm trying to gossip or anything, but I heard enough that I was like, I had to start doing my own research to get an idea of what was going on. And I feel like they hit the nail on the head with that. They knew exactly where they needed to shore up the ship, and they did. And there's no sinking ships this season.
Yeah. No, I mean, I would say that. I would say a big one is the fact that we're going into this game with our starting quarterback. We went into that game. To a lot of Eagles fans, I mean, I was confident after the P-Rob interception that we were winning the Super Bowl. But, there was a lot of people going into that game that, we're going up against top great quarterback of all time with a backup quarterback. I could see why they wouldn't be as confident, and we're kind of just playing with house money, but we pulled it off. This time we're going into it with our starting quarterback. The plan is going to plan. And then on top of that, I mean, I touched on Patrick Robinson, and obviously that was an iconic moment, him getting that pick 6 in the Vikings game. But I look at this defense and compare it to that defense, and this defense is much, much better, man. I mean, you look at the guys we had outside, Patrick Robinson and Ronald Darby. Love you guys to death for getting us that Super Bowl. But we got Quinyon Mitchell and Darius Slay right now.
And Jalen Mills.
And Jalen Mills. We've got obviously we had Malcolm Jenkins, who was a beast, but CJ Gardner-Johnson is a beast as well. Reed Blankenship, I would take over Marcus Epps.
Rodney McLeod.
Oh, Rodney McLeod's right. Yeah.
I heard Rodney McLeod is looking for a Super Bowl party. Also, if you didn't know, we are throwing a Super Bowl party at JJ Bootleggers. If you're looking for tickets, jjbootleggers.com. You can get tickets still. Any other differences, Tim?
I mean, just looking at the matchups. I mean, like you said, I always try and break down the game of who's going to attack where, and there was a lot of more even matchups in that Super Bowl than there is to this one. I mean, there is a heavy amount where we are, leaps and bounds above. I mean, there is some that are dead even. There is some that go in their favor. Mm-hmm. And, we could touch on that later, but the matchups is key. That's one-on-one matchups at all the heavy positions. If you can confidently say that we have the better player, it just makes your confidence in the entire game just go through the roof.
I mean, we've also seen this Chiefs team. I think it's not just being said this week. I think all season long, people have been talking about how this is a flimsier Chiefs team. They've had some close games this year. And the way that I'm really looking at it is they haven't gone up against a defense like the Eagles yet. The Eagles are literally the best defense in the league, statistically. That's not an opinion. That's stats to back that up. They haven't played the Eagles yet this year. They simply haven't played that good of a defense. So I'm interested to see what Vic Fangio draws up for him.
And depth. I mean, depth is a big thing too. Like that even builds more confidence for me. Is we have our offensive line, which is studs, but I would hate for anybody to go down. I would never wish for that to happen. But the confidence in your Steens and your Fred Johnsons coming in, if somebody has to go take a couple plays out, doesn't scare me as much as it has with other teams. I feel that somebody could step up. You know what I mean? You're not every time they fall to the ground, you're clenching, going, "Oh, what's going on?" You know what I mean? Who's the next man up? Confidence is there, deep.
Talking about confidence, Brian also says, I feel more confident with this team than I did 2 years ago. Secondary is upgraded, but Carter has come into his own. Can't forget Vaughn. This is a complete team on offense, defense, and special teams. You talk about that's team football right there. You know, I was just talking about our secondary, you know, thinking about Avonte Maddox leading the team in tackles with that Super Bowl. You talk about James Bradbury sort of in a blender, that ticking, you know, the flag at the very end. But we're talking about my son. Talking about my son Quinion, who's been balling out. Scary Terry put up a phenomenal game against him last week. You're talking about Cooper DeJean, both of those guys up for Rookie of the Year. I think the communication has improved from the beginning of the season to now. It's even more tight. I think the way that they're playing is it's inspiring, man. And at the end of the season, Slay's come on even stronger. So we're talking about from 1 to CB3. Our corners, if you're looking at across the way at the Chiefs, do they have 3 corners that can match up against our wide receivers? I would like to think not.
Yeah, after Trent McDuffie, it's not as deep as we've got over here in our secondary. And I mean, you look at like key matchups and stuff like that too. Obviously, one of the biggest weapons that we have in this game is Saquon Barkley. And one of the things that is even crazier is that this man has had an incredible historic season, and he somehow has gotten better in these playoffs. Like he is as hot as he's been all year right now. So I really think that it's going to be. We've seen the Eagles when they won the Super Bowl. You have a tone setter in the beginning of the game. You remember Malcolm Jenkins laying out Brandon Cooks. That was a tone setter. Saquon Barkley takes it to the house like he did versus Washington. That is a tone setter for this game. So,
did you hear you hear the quote by Saquon Barkley? He was at media day. He said everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Saquon Barkley, via Mike Tyson. But you know, everyone has a plan until they actually face Saquon Barkley. You could say, we haven't give it up 100 yards, but you haven't faced Saquon Barkley. I do believe Saquon's getting a $125 plus.
He's breaking the 100-yard mark 100%. Like you look at some of the rushing statistics that they've had throughout the playoffs. Yet they haven't given 100 yards to a single player. But if you look by committee, they're giving up $150 to each team. And you have to watch Jalen Hurts the same Stroud. I don't fear Stroud as much of a runner as I do Jalen Hurts. And Stroud put up 40-some rushing yards up against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Mixon put up 85. So when you look at the team right now, you're going to pay attention, and you're going to see that as the defensive line tries to attack, our big guys are just going to put their foot in the ground and just shove them back. And then the second level is what has impressed me with this team this entire year is Saquon yards after contact has been.
Yeah, once he gets to that second level, it's game over.
It's crazy.
Saquon's averaging like 2 yards before he gets contact, which is bananas. Like giving Saquon 2 yards. We're talking about the giant Saquon. If he could have saw what his future life would have been like in Philly, 2 yards down the field before getting contact is crazy. But just talk about some of these.
And then you look outside though. But then you have that dominant force in Saquon Barkley. But then AJ Brown. Like we're gonna look back on that 4th and 5 with AJ Brown. I saw him one-on-one. I was like, that's AJ Brown one-on-one all day. I take him 100 times out of 100 times. Like
Jalen, please drop it in. So
if he is in man coverage one-on-one, I have more confidence in AJ Brown than anybody else on the field.
Yeah, like we spoke about this. Now we rewind to the last time that they faced each other in the Super Bowl when McDuffie got you know put on AJ Brown, and AJ, McDuffie's a scrapper. He's a scrap. He's a
Physical
scrapper,
corner
dude.
for sure.
I love his gameplay, but you could see the play strength from AJ Brown. One hand on the hip kind of moves you out of the way, so you could be Trent McDuffie when the ball's in the air. AJ Brown is always open.
And Spags is a fantastic coordinator, if not one of the best in the
Right.
league.
Mm-hmm.
But the real thing is their defense has not changed that dramatically. They still run a heavy zone. They still put their DBs in the same position. And we've already seen it, 3 times now in the high pressure game system. And the confidence level that I have, that the recognition our quarterback, running back, everybody's going to see is going to be through the charts.
I mean, what I liked about Spags is, shout out to Spags. I met Spags. I used to see him at my neighborhood grocery when I used to live outside of New York City. I would run into him at Acme of all places, getting dessert. I'm like, oh, all right. You like ice cream cake too? Go, all right. But he's always been a good dude every time I met him. But I think he's a crafty SOB. You're talking about, he doesn't, like, you think of all the defensive coordinators out there that won Super Bowls. I mean, he's up there.
Him and Andy together too, man. I mean, Andy's got that very creative offensive mind. They're really a match made in heaven as far as coaching standpoint. But at the end of the day, it's the players on the field, not the coaches, and we've got the better players.
And I think, I mean, the big thing, I believe, Jalen Hurts' quick game versus the Spagnuolo blitz, because he will send blitzes at random times. He will blitz his best corners. He will have something dialed up that you haven't seen before. And I guess the blitz that they sent at Josh during the last playoff game, had him in a blender. He had Jack Purdy in a blender with a blitz. So he will send the blitz at the most inopportune time.
And to that point, take a deep breath if he throws it out of bounds. Don't take the sack.
Yeah.
Throw it out of bounds. And if people get frustrated,
I think what I'm most worried about though is the corner blitz from the blind side. I mean, that is what's going to be really tough to try and defend, and it's going to be coming too. You just don't know when it's going to be coming. But you talked about how they like to run a lot of zone, and kind of first place that my mind went with that is, like, if I'm picking apart holes in a zone, a lot of times those creases can be in the middle of the field. That's a Dallas Goedert game. You lean on Dallas Goedert. And I think that his usage, even towards the end of the year, has been ramping up once he came back from injury as well. So, I mean, he's really been, doing his best right now. I think it's a heavy usage of Saquon and Dallas Goedert in the Super Bowl, and obviously AJ Brown.
Yeah, I think when you talk about Dallas Goedert, he's been, for me, he's been the X factor. That's what we've been calling him the last couple weeks, and it's weird to say he's the X factor when we have so many stars on this offense. But I think he's been being the most productive pass catching weapon that we have as of late. It's not just due to just his ability and talent. It's he's open, and it's a nice mismatch that you can keep on threading the needle at.
And he's not just. Oh, sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
No, I was going to say, in these man beater type situations, these are gimmies.
Yeah, and he's not just open. He's also an actual tight end, and that's no shots to anybody that we used to have. But this man will break a tackle. This man will stiff arm the same guy twice in the same play as he goes to the end zone. I mean, he is a physical tight end, and I really think that my son might even get a little bit of work. You sneak him out there. Some true tight end sets, yeah.
Talking about let's talk about Eagles defense versus Mahomes in the dink and dunk. Obviously, you're going to keep hearing the stat about Mahomes and how he's 8-0 versus versus Fangio. Yeah, if you want to hear the quarterbacks that were actually playing under center, it was Joe Flacco, Drew Lock 3 times, Teddy Bridgewater, Drew Lock for the 4th time, Tua for the last 2 times versus Mahomes. So and his quarterback rating was 95.9, which is actually lower than his passer rating of 102.1. So didn't have the quarterback nor the Saquon. So I mean, there's a little bit the people that like to throw those numbers out there, but just talk about some of these Chiefs stats. Chiefs convert third downs at 48.2% clip, third best in the NFL. Chiefs run 6.3 plays per drive, most in the NFL. Chiefs drives last an average of 3 minutes and 7 seconds, which is highest in the NFL. And the Chiefs committed 14 turnovers on the season, which is 4th fewest in the NFL. The way that the Eagles have been getting turnovers at the clip we've been getting, it's been pretty crazy. The fact that their offense kind of plays to the style that we want teams to play at, death by 1,000 paper cuts. So we're hoping that something's got to meet the railroads when Zach Bond is knocking fumbles out here and there. I mean, they 14 turnovers. We talk about the Eagles not turning the ball over. The Chiefs haven't either. But do you think we get some turnovers this week?
I'm hoping that we're able to win the turnover battle. To be honest with you, I think that this is 2 quarterbacks that are really careful with the ball. I think, Jalen Hurts has definitely done a tremendous job of that this year. But like you said, Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs, they're 4th in the league when it comes to turnovers. They've done a real good job of possessing the ball, marching their way down the field. And they're a team full of veterans, which is kind of like, I don't know. I tend to trust a veteran with a ball in their hands more than a younger guy. So they play sound football. They play fundamental football, and that's exactly why they're in the Super Bowl. This team has to be opportune. I'm not even sure if that's a word. They have to be opportunistic. Yeah. They have to be opportunistic. Just like I think you look at super athletic guys like Nolan Smith. He's done a tremendous job this year of like anticipating throws and then getting his hands up there, jumping, tipping a ball. I think that's where we would really capitalize on a turnover in this game, is off a tipped ball interception. So keep an eye on Mahomes, get a hand up there. That's where I think we'd succeed.
Now, Darren G says matchup for matchup, we win hands down. The biggest thing that we have to prevent is Mahomes making those off-schedule big plays that keep the drives going for them.
That's why he's an all-time great, though, man. Like you're going up against an all-time quarterback, so
you need Zach. That's where you need Zach Bond to step up. You know what I mean? I think that he's going to be the heavy spy. He's going to be keeping an eye on him because Warren Brooks, if he was, I don't want to say better in coverage, but will be more useful in coverage. Where Bond is the sounder tackler. Yep. So he'll be staying heavier in the box. And if he keeps an eye on him and plays like it, I mean, our whole defense has been flying to the ball the whole year. Yeah. I mean, they have every time they touch it. The first jersey's there, but then there's 3 jerseys right behind it every time. And I fell down a rabbit hole earlier looking at previous scores against Fangio's defense. The offenses against them were putting up 14 points.
Mm-hmm. Like, there was no help for Fangio at all. Yeah.
There was none. And I think the highest score was 24. So out of those 8 times, 24 points is put up once. That stuck in my head. I think we're averaging a few more than that.
Yeah. I mean, talking about we're talking about those off-schedule throws. I mean, that's where Travis Kelce versus the Eagles in the middle of the field is a thing. You talk about those crossers. You talk about him in the last Super Bowl that we faced, that play on Epps. You can go back to the multiple plays in the Super Bowl where Kelce hasn't been a problem for anyone that he's faced. The last game against the Commanders, Zach Ertz had 11 catches on 16 targets for 104 yards. Somewhere in the middle of the field is where you usually find a Zach Ertz. I think the Commanders will continue to look there. 2 years ago in the Super Bowl, the Chiefs shredded the Eagles in the middle of the field. TJ Edwards and Kaiser White put in the blender. In the Super Bowl last year for the 49ers, Eagles linebacker Orrin Burks gave up 9 catches on 9 targets for 67 yards and a touchdown. So let's not think that the Eagles will not be targeted there. They know if they get a matchup they like, I think that's where they'll try and attack. But I do think my thing some of the players have already talked about it. Sticking to Kelsey and not like veering off Kelsey, not letting him just slip away in these
backyard situations.
Yeah. So I think Kelsey has lost a step, but the craftiness awareness is still a 99.
Yeah, he's still an intelligent player and is able to find those holes. You just have to. I mean, that's one of your most important guys on the field that you have to keep an eye out for. And Big Fish Little Boat brings up a good point. I mean, Kareem Hunt and Pacheco, they're both solid running backs. And that was something that I put out on Twitter. Is that's one of the keys of the game is stopping that run game entirely. You take them out.
Big Fish Little Boat. I was ready to talk about it, man. I even got the graphic ready for you. But like thinking about this season, Pacheco is definitely. I think he's taken a punishment over the couple of years. Dealt with some injuries, but Kareem Hunt, I think he's taken a little bit of the back seat, but there's still Kareem Hunt 200 rushes for 728 yards, 3.6 yards per carry, 7 touchdowns. To Pacheco's 83 rushes, 310 yards, 3.7 yards per carry, 1 touchdown. I think the Eagles we've seen some good running games.
Yeah,
the things in years past that scared me when we drafted your Jordan Davis and your other dogs was how often they were on the field. The first 2 years, I didn't really understand. They came off the field quite a bit. And then as the vets started to retire and step back, they filled that role. Our big guys are going to stay on the field, and their motor has increased dramatically. So in the previous years that we've played the Chiefs, they would pick out positions. You know what I mean? If somebody rotated in, if they made something like that, because Mahomes there's a reason why he's been in the Super Bowl as many times as he had in his young career. But realistically, with our guys staying on the field consistently, I think it's going to bottle them up more than they believe it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But shout out to Chris Lee. Said he's got a batch of ricotta dough in the fridge, baking another batch tonight.
Love
if you
that.
don't know Chris, he's a tailgate legend. Also, he's Betty Crocker of the fourth
Hell of a
Joan
baker.
tailgate.
Yeah.
Mark Bird, a resident Oregonian, says, "Don't forget Evan's son. 81 has had some clutch receptions this season.
100% right.
He's been." And then I saw. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you remember one of the big thorns in our side of the last Super Bowl that we lost was the Quez Watkins drop. I could see Jahan Dotson get to play this time, right? Like you think that Jahan Dotson at some point they're going to look his way.
843 Phillies fan says Jahan Dotson will be the surprise in the offense on Sunday. No one is watching this guy, but he's always open. I would be surprised if he has a good game catching passes in the middle of the defense.
I don't think he's going to be heavily involved, but I could see one shot play drawn up for him, just like there was for Quez.
Then shout out to Helena. She says, don't forget about Smitty. Devontae Smith against the cornerbacks Jalen Watson and Shamari Connor. I want to say Chimchurri Connor. Because he's going to be an appetizer by the time Devontae Smith gets done with you. Because I think anytime you leave Devontae Smith on a CB2, it's a mismatch.
Yeah. No, he could definitely find a way to eat in that game for sure.
It's a mismatch, and it's. I don't think people are talking about it enough. I heard one Eagle fan tell me that he was going to be the surprise MVP.
So let me ask you guys a question. Your Spags, how would you game plan against the Eagles? What would you do to stop the bleeding as much as possible? Because I think if you're trying to say take Saquon out of the game, it's an impossible task. It's like us saying take Pat Mahomes out of the game. It's not going to happen. He's Pat Mahomes. So what can you do to
Well, the
Defend-
one
beat the Eagles.
the one thing that the Chiefs do well is they tackle well. I think you're gonna have to tell you know your defenders to not allow Saquon to make the first person miss, and that's what Saquon does naturally. If he can make the first person miss, even though they tackle well, you're not tackling Saquon.
Not 1-on-1.
Not 1-on-1. I mean, who's tackled Saquon 1-on-1 in the open field? Really? I mean, he's been pretty
I can't think of
effective
really any times this year.
downhill. I'm talking about. He's been.
Yeah.
I mean, that run against the Commanders was lights out.
Todd's saying he thinks Smitty is a sneaky MVP candidate.
Mm.
I mean, won himself a Heisman. Go get himself a Super Bowl MVP.
Maybe it was Todd that I was
Hey,
talking to.
did you see that he might be the first? What was it? I forget what this
Heisman Trophy winner?
Now there was one that hit all of them, but then he's hit multiple. So, or within an X amount of year span. Like other guys might have went ring chasing and got it towards the end of their career, but within 7 years he's going to have the Heisman, national championship, and he has a chance at a Super Bowl, which is phenomenal.
Darren says plus 18 turnover ratio in the last six games. Just need to keep it up one more game. That's a phenomenal clip. That is
averaging 3 turnovers a game. That's you better win with those stats, man.
My math is bad, but I understand this.
I mean, to Evan's point, though, they do have veterans, and they're going to hold on to the ball better. So don't expect fumbles like crazy, but that doesn't mean we're going to stop punching. The defense, 100%. When they attack, they're going to punch and they're going to have the ball. Xavier Worthy, who thinks he's going to break one, watch him holding on to the ball. Some of the returners are younger guys.
I hope they break his chest. Not in a, put him in a body bag type, but just like the, just the saying. I hope they hit him nicely.
Mr. Nady, hope you're down on Bourbon Street right now.
Like with the he's got the Crafty John
he's
chains
got like
on
14
there.
of them on right there.
He's got probably a yellow neck right there.
Just a few.
But Crafty John said he's going to have some chains ready. He will have chains at the Super Bowl party at jjbootleggers.com. Shout out to Nick Johnson Art. I don't know if you checked their socials, but he created an amazing Batman Gilly graphic cave thing. Sent it to me last night. We were talking about things to add in there. Nick Johnson does phenomenal art, so make sure you follow him. He's very creative mind. Also a neighbor, fellow Delawarean.
Good dude too.
A lot of crafty dudes in the 5 mile radius.
Yeah,
no, that was a good mix he put together. That was dope. That was
phenomenal. Let's see who else we have here.
Don't put HB's comment on the screen. We can't talk about that yet. Not until the game's over.
Okay, I didn't see it, but how about we talk about this other guy? I don't know if you know him, but Chris Jones versus the Eagles offensive line. I think Chris Jones has been a menace. He's, I say, the Chiefs version of Jalen Carter. A little older than him, more seasoned, but talking about what he does at the line of scrimmage. He's he moves all around. Not only does he play on the edges, but he can play in the middle of the field as well. Snap alignments, lined up at DT 315 times, lined up over the offensive tackle 302 times, lined up outside the offensive tackle 151 times. And in 4 career games against the Eagles, the man has 5 sacks. So that talk about production.
And you, I mean, you think about how we kind of had a piecemeal of Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgens in the last game. You're hoping that they're fully healthy. Medical reports saying they are, but you're hoping that they're 100% because they're going to be going up against some of the best.
He was a full participant today.
Who's that? Oh,
Jalen Carter after his illness.
Jalen
Participant today.
Let's see who. I mean, everyone's worried about the players getting sick. I mean, obviously, you know,
We have professionals to handle that.
yeah,
He
we
was
have.
isolated. He wasn't hanging out getting soup from the other guys.
Yeah, so Jalen was limited participation. Kenneth Gainwell concussion, knee. Brandon Graham was limited as well. Mr. Limited, Devontae Smith hamstring. Okay, you should be fine, guys. Full participation was Zach Bond. He had a groin injury. Britton
boy.
Covey, neck.
Yeah.
Neck is fine. Landon Dickerson, which dealing with a knee, that's awesome. He's full participation. Dallas Goedert with an ankle. Cam Jurgens with a back, and then Zoma abdomen. I'm not sure if he's active. Sky Moore was limited participation. Mahomes with an ankle and Juwan Taylor were limited with a knee. And Mahomes with an ankle. Yeah. I mean, the fact that I was telling people, like, if people are asking one thing you're worried about, I think Landon Dickerson was the big worry for me, where he was at with health wise. I mean, where's that stat? I know Tim, you're talking about that stat that Jordan Mailata's wife had put out there.
Heaviest offensive line in the Super Bowl era, which is fantastic. That's awesome. They're just monsters. Look at the sizes. It's ridiculous.
I mean, those dudes that's the biggest offensive line we have seen ever as Eagle fans.
From left to right,
biggest and athletic.
Yeah. From left to right, Mailata 6'8", 365. Dickerson 6'6", 332. Cam Jurgens is the smallest at 303 at 6'3". Mekhi Becton 360, 367, and Lane Johnson is 6'6", 325. And they move the way they do. I wouldn't want to see them pulling coming down the line.
Quick math, Gail. It's at least 1,500 pounds.
It's a lot of weight, man.
They can't ride in an elevator together. That's just crazy.
and Mailata can sing like an angel. And then he's doing Bane quotes. When you're taking L's and then having to listen to Bane quotes from Mailata in an Australian accent, that's next level.
How about an Arizona accent?
Arizona accent, really?
I don't know. I was just trying to think of something.
He's like, our spring water tastes better than yours.
First of all, they make fun of me out here because I say water. I guess I don't say that right. I say water.
Water. Hey, would you drink Arizona iced tea?
I do. It's just delicious, B.
It's kind of elite.
Awesome.
It's kind of elite. So, I mean, how are you feeling, man? I mean, I know you're coming in a little late. But what are the vibes telling you right now?
Like I said, the vibes are crazy. Where, shout out to my daughter. We went to a daddy-daughter little dance off last night.
Nice.
Had a lot of fun, man. It was sports. It was like sports themed. So we both went as Jalen Hurts. All right, we had our Jalen Hurts jerseys on. We feeling good. Feeling proud. Represent where Daddy's from. And next thing I know, I had Niner fans, had Seahawk fans, had a Browns fan. What up, Tim? Basically say, yo, we cheer for you boys on Sunday. I'm like, I looked at him like I was appalled. I said, is this how it feels when everybody is, rooting for us? Is on our side? Because usually, you know how we say, how we go. No one likes us and we don't care. You know what I mean? So it was super dope to see, like, people were like, yeah, man, like this is gonna be a good Super Bowl too. I can't wait, bro. Like, I was watching you guys, listening to you guys. I don't want to say watch you guys, kind of weird. But I was driving on the way home and listening to you guys, and basically what I love what Ev said is he's about to jump out of his skin. He can't wait until Sunday. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I feel the same way, bro. I can't wait. Like, I literally, like my daughter says, 3 sleeps.
Yep. And it's like I can't even really relish in it either, because I am kind of just the insufferable Eagles fan amongst Giants and Jets fans up at my work, up in like kind of north central Jersey. And so they don't even want to hear me being excited. All I keep hearing about is, this is the worst Super Bowl ever. that's what I hear every day.
Yeah, you are hearing, especially our division rivals over there. They're crying, man. They feel some type of way, especially Louis T. Oh my goodness, that man is in his feelings.
Who's Louis
He is
T?
crying. Louis T is a Commanders content creator, respected in the community, but man, he is talking crazy. He said some crazy words to our guy LB, and the Eagles fan base as a whole. So it's just funny. It's like, bro, like, just take this L and just own it up like as a man. Like, they really thought they were gonna come in with a rookie quarterback in Philadelphia.
It's being delusional,
Lincoln Financial Field, and beat the number one defense of team in the NFL.
Be happy for your future.
Yeah, like what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing here?
I saw another content creator. She's I'm not gonna even give them the credit. I'm just gonna tell you what they said. They said beating the number one seed greater than losing to the.
I saw that too.
I was like, what you said was the most dumbest thing. You get 0 points, and the fact that it makes zero sense that is the thought process when you're sitting your ass at home thinking about and watching the Eagles play the Chiefs.
Dude, I will say one of the most pathetic things I see in this whole stretch, and this, I mean, we've been like I said, ready to jump out of my skin, just waiting for this game. All I'm thinking about is this game, and I'm going on social media just to try and pass the time and scrolling, and to see all of these other fan bases from 30 other teams just going, but look at me, but if we were there, this is what would have happened. Like it's not though. There's two teams left, and I'm not listening to anybody that's not a Chiefs fan or an Eagles fan. I don't give a shit what you think should have, would have, could have happened. It didn't. There's one game left, and your team ain't in it.
But would you, like, I'm just saying, would any of us go on social media and be like,
I wouldn't be sitting there. Oh, if the Eagles are there, I'd be like, we're talking draft. Like, that's what I'd be like. That the Super Bowl is irrelevant to me if the Eagles aren't in it. I'm paying attention to, like, I'm obviously going to watch it. I'm not one of these fake guys out here that are, I'm not even going to watch a minute of that. You're lying. Everybody's going to watch the Super Bowl. It's the most watched event every year. And we're all,
I'm going to tell you like this, Ev.
What?
Our whole division is like that. Right now.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not watching this.
I'm not watching it.
I'm not doing this.
Yes, you will. Just like, and I wouldn't even bother. Like, I've watched the Giants go to the Super Bowl. I wasn't sitting there like, bro, I'm not watching this. Of course, I fucking watched it. It's the Super Bowl, dude. Like, what are you talking about?
Hey,
listen. I worked at the arena when the Giants played the Patriots, and I was at that Super Bowl.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Damn.
Do you think you didn't see me? Oh man, I'm an Eagles fan. Look at me. Like, look what I can do. I can bench press 225. Like, no, I don't care. Like, good for you.
Shout out to Chris Nady. Says
Chris.
Steve Charles Wharton is going through Evan cheesesteak withdrawal. He's currently hooked up to an IV with Cheese Whiz at Cooper Medical Center. Sending prayers.
Sending my thoughts and prayers to Stephen Charles Wharton. Make sure that he has the first cheesesteak off the ground. Listen, we've ruffled a lot of feathers this year at the tailgate because there will be a line that forms in front of my grill. And Steve was always, for years now, has always been the guy that is just waiting in front of my grill for the first cheesesteak to come off so he could have it. And so this year it kind of turned into a tradition. We're like, no, we're making sure Steve gets the first one because the Eagles have been winning. So like, I'm not trying to throw anything off. And we've just, there's been people that
to the front of the line.
Yeah. And then Steve just kind of walks
front of the line,
up.
Steven.
Steve just kind of walks up and these people are like, oh, what the hell? And I'm like, listen, I'm just trying to keep the juju good here. Like, I'm just...
Yeah.
Shout out to Will. He says, I've been walking around eagled up out here in AZ2 Tim and getting a lot of go birds everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I got it at work. I had a lot of people come in. My office is King of Prussia, but we had a group from the Pittsburgh area come out for a couple meetings. Every single one, not a single person said, "We're not rooting for you." It's PA pride, and I was surprised that they were all going that way, but I was glad to have them there.
Yeah.
It's shocking. It is. It's shocking to see like other people rooting for your team.
Shout out to Chris Nady. He's coming to terms with his wrongness. He says, "I'd like to reiterate how wrong I was about the Saquon signing on this page. I was wrong, and I just slapped myself again for it. Thank you, and go Birds."
Crash out, Chris. Shout out to Chris, bro. He, me and him had a sit down talk in the middle of Bourbon Street in New Orleans, and he said, "Tim, I'm sorry." I said, "That's all I needed. That's cool."
For what?
That's all I needed. Huh?
Sorry for what?
So remember the day that we signed Saquon? It was me and you. It was you and I on the show. I think Ev was working.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, yo, we got Saquon. And that is somebody that's going to hit his head on the field goal post. Chris goes, "No, he's not. I can't believe we got a giant in here. You know what's going to happen. He's going to come." I'm like, oh, come on. So shout out to Chris Nady. You know what I'm saying? For hanging out, man, and having that and saying sorry, being a man of his word.
Yeah.
And
Talk about being sorry as well. Big Debo Samuel rocking
God, my wife is gonna
a
see
Kelly
this.
Green Eagles
Emphasis on
jersey. He also picked the Philadelphia Eagles to win.
Interesting.
Not what I was saying 2 years ago.
How does your wife feel, Tim? I know that she's a Niners fan. Is she pro Eagles in this one?
Oh,
I mean,
most definitely. I'm her husband.
yeah.
I will say this. She said that that is not real. It was AI generated.
What the Debo? Yeah.
Was it?
No.
It was real.
It's real. In the middle, if you go on my social, I put the whole interview in there, and I did like a little meme, like, of the bloodline. If you're in wrestling, I'm really into wrestling shit. We was like, when he's like biting his lip because he's wearing AJ Brown jersey, and he in the middle of this interview, he goes, "And you got my jersey?" to the guy that's coming in, and he's like, "Yeah, I got it." He goes, "Yeah, I will say this though, Debo, you've gained some weight.
Looking like
got a little dad bod underneath that Kelly Green guy. You looking like me."
This guy gut watching out here.
Hey, I'm a god, man. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make my self-esteem. You know what I mean? I gotta feel.
Now, Big Fish Little Boat says, "What is everyone cooking for the game?" We have Todd saying he's boiling crawfish and making a crawfish dip.
Let's go with Todd.
I'm actually going to be. I'm not going to be making cheesesteaks. I'm actually going to be making some hot roast beef sandwiches this time.
It's a violation. But Brianna says, since she can't have a cheesesteak from Evan this Sunday, where can I get one closest to it? I'm in Lindenwold, New Jersey.
Go to I would say Donkey Steaks if you're trying to stay on the Jersey side of it. Donkey Steaks is great.
Donkeys is fantastic, but I don't put that in the cheesesteak category.
What they say? They say what they said? F your bread.
Yeah.
It's just
they put it on a roll.
It's just a different shape. It's on a circular bun versus it's still all the ingredients are the same.
I love it.
Steak, cheese, roll, fried onion.
I went in expecting a regular cheesesteak, and I knew it was round. And I got it with the seasoning and everything they put on it, and it was fantastic. But I was quite surprised.
How far is Lindenwood from Willenboro?
Not really sure.
Quick maths. I don't know.
Well, hey, if you can go to Gitano's. Gitano's has a good Philly cheesesteak too. South Jersey.
South Jersey. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's in Willenboro. That's where I grew up.
I sound like a random character on Mortal Kombat, but anyway. 843 says, guaranteed we're going to double Chris Jones like we used to double Aaron Donald, so he won't get a chance to wreck the game. I think he just always wrecks the game. I think he's going to find his pigeon.
But I think that, to be honest with you, I'm worried less about the front four as I am just the other blitzers that are going to be coming. Like I talked about that corner blitz, all that. Like I think that we'll be able to double up Chris Jones. I'm more worried about like linebackers and DBs coming in.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to double heavy on the inside, which I'm not as concerned with. To his point, when he's one-on-one with Mulata and Lane, they're going to handle him, but it's the guys coming right behind him that you're going to have to watch out for.
The stunts and all that.
I think everybody is a little bit concerned, and I get it. You know, what I mean, Chris Jones is one of the top DTs in the game, but Jordan Kalafis, bro, like people ain't really talking about much about him. That kid's a beast coming out of it's Kalafis, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. But yeah, he's a beast. I mean, wasn't he at Purdue?
Yep, Purdue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah, beast, man.
If anyone listened to my draft take, Carl Aftis was one of my guys, but I think he's got a really great story, man.
Hey, you need to get where's Mal? Where's Mal at? Yeah, Mal. Yeah, Mal. Okay, Mal. He making fun of my draft pick. Yeah, Mal.
He called him the try. I remember he's called him.
You remember that? Yeah.
I did the try hard guy.
Constructor, yeah, try hard guy.
Bro, I mean, that motor that we talked about back then is exactly what he's showing now. And again, I give credit where credit's due. But talking about pigeons, shout out to Hollis Thomas for the coin phrase pigeons. But their offensive line has been a little mix and match. They move Thuney out from left guard to left tackle. So that makes one position a little bit weaker. Mike Caliendo. He's got the. I'm not gonna say he's been terrible, but I think he's going to be one of their weakest links. I think when you have a guy like Carter who can move around, I think putting Carter right in that lane is going to cause some problems. And again, I don't think Thuney's I don't think he's elite at left tackle either. So I think we're gonna cause some problems. Juwan Taylor has been heavily penalized. I think we can get around him with some speed rushers that we do have. I think Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey. I think those guys are pretty solid. Those guys are really top notch interior players. So I think. I mean, we can go feasting on the outside. I think Mike Caliendo, if you've seen the Rams game and their guards get thrown around, the centers get thrown around, you're going to get thrown around.
I think Milton Williams is going to feast this game. I think that they're going to focus so hard on Jalen Carter that Milton Williams is going to be all over their whatever pigeon they decide to put on him. He is going to destroy them.
This could be a Josh Sweat game too. I mean, you talk about
we need him to show up.
Juwan, playing on he's a pigeon on the right side. That's gonna be sweaty.
Bro, Joe's eyes are so close together. I think he can look at the barrel of a pistol. Can you put that back up? Look up. Look. Put that back up, please.
What do you want? What do you want to say?
The offensive line.
The offensive line. Please put that back.
I got you.
Look at Joe's eyes. Damn. There ain't no way. Listen. He's the pigeon now. Look at his eyes, bro. They look so close together. Damn.
I'm not a fan either. Just a nitpick note. I hate the turtlenecks. Hate the turtlenecks.
It's very 90s. It's very 90 R&B. What's the name of that group?
I swear.
Yeah, I was just
all for one.
All very all for one of them. And then you had that random one black guy. With the turtleneck, and they had the Puerto Rican dude. He's like, and I swear, you know what I'm talking about.
We talk about speed getting around the outside, though. I mean, Nolan Smith got a double digit sack year now. When you add in the playoffs, what was it, 6 during the regular season,
6.5 regular, 4 post,
4 in the postseason. Yeah. I mean, you talk about speed winning around the outside. He's one of the fastest guys. Didn't he run a 4.3? Do I remember that correctly?
Yeah.
He ran a 4.3.
Have you seen where he's been lining up too? Have you guys seen on the? He is wide up
9.
So wide.
Yeah.
Like
wide
it's
9.
Insane.
I'm telling you. I mean, there's. It's just like. I mean, we're gonna cause some problems. And if I remember last time we were in the NFC Championship, and I said the one play that I wanted to set the tone, start off was Hassan Reddick sack on Purdy when we knocked him out. Like, if you got me a Nolan Smith, like bend it like Beckham, and then like got at the ankles of Mahomes, and he might be a little wobbly, that would be the perfect, set the tone.
Yeah.
What do you think? BG snap count's going to be looking like?
He's been a limited participant so far this week, and obviously he's coming off that injury. I really think he's just going to be in a rotational role. Obviously, he's not going to be starting, but I could see him getting as many as like 8 to 10 at the max.
Snaps.
Yeah.
Him coming out of the tunnel is going to be next level.
Yeah.
Yes. I think he's going to be the hype guy. He's going to be
vibes coordinator. Just
alone.
alone. If you gave him 10 snaps, they're going to be the best 10 snaps you ever seen.
I just want him on the field so he can talk junk to Pat and rattle him or something.
Oh, well, dude, the fact that he's a captain, man. He's a captain. So the fact that he's back, he'll be out there. That's going to be great.
Yeah. And
Stop hyping up the guys I'm going against.
Right. I'm very. I can't wait to see how many snap counts Bryce Huff gets.
Keep him off the field, man.
843 Philly fan says I'm smoking a couple of briskets, a few racks of ribs, smoking some oxtails and some sides. Watch out for Tim. He's gonna be gut watching. Just saying. AJ says
get in my belly.
AJ says gonna order some Wingstop wings for Super Bowl.
Better get that order in now.
I'm not a big fan of Wingstop.
Bro, I'm not a fan of eating on Super Bowl Sunday. Really, to be honest,
I don't eat during the game. I will say that my nerves are too jittery. So I'm a halftime eater, or I'm one of the weird ones. I watch a. So I have my football with me, and I have it with me, and then I go outside and I'll toss
a little nibble out of the football.
Nah, I ain't eating like that. But I like to get my mind and get like my jitters out. I got a halftime before the game. I'm throwing the ball.
Outside?
Yeah, outside. I'm out there with my wife or my daughter throwing the ball.
I don't know about you guys, but y'all are crazy. I be eating like there's no tomorrow on Super Bowl Sunday, man. This is a great day for eating. What the fuck?
Nah, bro. I can't eat.
A little bit of everything.
So you can eat? You can eat and watch the game?
Yeah.
I'll watch the game.
No. Not watch the game, but I'm like you're talking like no, I'm not sitting there and eating while the game is going on. But
dude, like, man, look at it, fourth down over here.
No, but you're talking.
That's I can see
No. Y'all are talking like you don't talk at all. You don't eat at all on Super Bowl Sunday, and that's
crazy. I really don't.
I really don't. I'll be honest with you.
That's crazy. That's what I'm saying. You're saying I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gaslighting.
Yeah.
No, for real.
Ebzo,
you're also. Yeah. Thank you. Go, Gil.
He's got his beer and he's got his nuts.
This guy's just eating during the whole game. No,
I'm eating. Got his nuts in my beer.
Yo, man, you see Mahomes over here? Give me another sandwich, bro. Give me a salad.
I'm so hungry, I'm going to take a snap out of a Slim Jim. You know what I mean? That's what Evan's coming through.
Give me my other beer.
I'll eat before the game.
Thank you, Tim. I don't think it's that crazy of an opinion.
But to that point, unfortunately, since it's a 21 event, I'm going to be watching the game with my family. We're going to a local spot. I did set my reservation up at 4:30, so I'm going to get there early, eat, and then done. Enjoy the game. No more food.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be you're watching the game and like, yo, can you pass the dip, bro?
No.
Sports king off the top rope. Y'all non-eaters, y'all liars. What y'all are?
Hey, I'm just saying. I barely eat at a tailgate. It's just the game day jitters. Is just like I really just care about the game. I may catch a pretzel. Shout out to PFF Philly pretzel company.
Philly Pretzel Factory in Langford.
That made the 4th and John pretzel.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was pretty elite.
Also got all the dips are just awesome.
Oh, see this guy. Yo, man, it's 4th down, bro. Yo, pass the dip, man.
Speaking of food, did anybody catch Alex? Alex.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alex
cooking up cheesesteaks.
Shout out to Alex, man. He's a celebrity.
Yeah.
He's He's on television out here making cheesesteaks.
With Sean Landetta, of all people, which caught me off guard. Sean Landetta was in the segment because he played for the Giants.
Look at that.
Cool. That was awesome. Yeah. I know that was good too.
Daniel Martin eating all day. Okay. It's not a violation to eat during the Super Bowl. But
It's not.
But nobody was. You changed it to eat during the Super Bowl. I said just eating before.
Eating before.
So you don't dibble and dabble before the game.
I do.
No, that's what I do.
No. I'm talking Gail. I know you do. You said you eat during the game.
I might hit Wawa or something, but
Yeah,
it's just not really. I try. It's just like I'm just thinking about the game. I wake up at 3:00 in the morning. I'm ready to go.
I don't know how I'm gonna wake up on Sunday.
Just saying shit. Wake up at 3:30 in the morning. Get the fuck out of here.
No, that's not a lie. On game day,
he replied to me last week
on the Super Bowl.
Tim,
on the Super Bowl.
Tim
shocked the crap out of me.
Did I respond at 3:30 in the morning?
That's not what I'm asking. We're talking about the Super Bowl. You're waking up at 3:30 on the Super Bowl?
I'll probably be up at 3:30 in the morning.
Bro, Gail's an owl, bro. He's an owl, bro.
No, I'll go to bed, but I will wake up through 3:30 in the morning, no alarm, just like walking around the house like Jalen Mills. Just like Amanda be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What do you mean I'm up? What do you think?"
First of all,
I'm doing
I had a very awkward situation where I was still up from the night before at 3:30 in the morning. I had some family out, and I saw the text come across. Now I indulged in a few beverages. I was like, probably a little weird if I respond right away at 3:30 in the morning. So I was like, this can wait till tomorrow. I was like, I'll say what's up back tomorrow.
I do hate sleep. This is a fact. Lehigh Sky High says my absolute number one fear: the refs will burn Philly on the dreaded illegal man downfield and some high yardage screen passes. Coach from upstairs. That play where
you got to get rid of
Goddard got called back. I was like, we can't have any of those.
I think the close calls are going to go not in their favor this week because of all that hype. They're having way too many conversations about that. I think that.
I mean, Tim, you're absolutely right. I mean, the NFLPA, the refs came out with a statement. And then now you got Travis Kelce talking about, oh, what do you mean? What are you talking about? We're getting helped by the refs. Like,
why are you leaning into
you know what we mean. You know what we talk about, bro. Like that like the Texans game, bro. Oh my God, there was some calls where it was atrocious. Like it was like you
push. He put his hand on his shoulder.
And then when he, I think it was Will Anderson tackled Mahomes. Bro, the ball, literally, that's how you're supposed to play defense.
Yeah, and he was trying not to. He was trying not to. He was doing everything he could.
Come on, man. Come on now.
The refs be dancing around with these calls. Speaking of dancing, daddy, daughter dance over here. Look at Prime looking like a regular civilian out here.
He looked like a skinny fat Joe. Go ahead, bro.
Have you ever seen Prime in regular clothes?
It is weird to see him in regular clothes. I ain't gonna lie.
Not a single piece of green on.
I don't think I've seen Prime without an eagle hat
or a hat. He usually has the mega mind
out here doing the Lord's work. NFL honor awards tonight.
So the MVP's announced tonight?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, hey, so I don't know if you guys seen what I posted, but I had to go bat for my son. That's how I felt. I didn't pay child support this month, but it's on the way. But Zach Bond, Defensive Player of the Year. I don't care what nobody says. I'm saying it with my chest. That's my son. If y'all want to say something, y'all want to do something, somebody do something now.
Are you coming to parade so you can? I don't have to put this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, come on, son. No, that's my son.
See. I got this for Tim a couple weeks ago. Still haven't put it in the mail. So, yeah.
No, I'm not worried about it. I appreciate you just doing it for me.
Tim hasn't complained yet.
I just appreciate it. That was super dope. That was very thoughtful of you, bro. I really
That's
appreciate
your son. That's your son. I'm saying.
it. Yeah.
I'm just
Just
saying.
all Eagles fans remember that tonight, when the awards are presented, do not get frustrated because we're still in the Super Bowl. Don't start going all over social media and getting fired up and losing their mind. We know how it's going to go. Quarterback award for MVP.
Thank you, Brianna.
Offensive player. Nothing's going to be in our favor because we're in this. They stop at the regular season.
Yeah, hers gets lit up on the sidelines all the time. But to just talk about we usually go into our offensive MVP, defensive MVP, and we talk about our underdogs for the Super Bowl. You know, obviously we're gonna try and do another show on Sunday, but we're gonna talk about our underdog. Who's gonna be your underdog performance in the Super Bowl? We'd love to hear it. Say it with your chest.
That's a tough one. Well, I'm gonna stick with the prediction that I had. I think that if there's one thing that I think about Reed Blankenship, it is sliding interceptions off elite quarterbacks in the fourth quarter to seal a game. And I think he's going to do some more of that this Sunday. I think Reed Blankenship. You remember the last time we won a Super Bowl? Brandon Graham had the game sealer with the strip sack. I think this game is going to be Reed Blankenship. So I'll go with him. Underdog.
Okay.
I'm going to go with my son, going Zach Bond. I think he's going to have an interception or a fumble recovery, and he scoop it up and off to salute and go get that touchdown. It's my son.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go with Milton Williams. I think that he's going to tear it up this game. I think that they're going to focus so heavily on the other guys they're afraid of. They're going to forget about him, and he's still a monster. I think he's going to do a lot this week.
I'm going to go with Nolan Smith. I think Nolan Smith's got to be. I think he's got to be that dude. I think he's got to be that dude. I think everything that we wanted from him coming out of the draft and hoping that he's becoming that dude. Like how excited we were when we drafted him. I was hyperventilating. It was a pretty wild scene, but I was so excited when we got him. I know we had the whole thing like Nolan Smith at 10. Is that too high? Is that too high? And then we were like, nah, let's dial it back a little bit. We get him later. And the fact that we did get him later,
crazy.
It's been
great. We walked away with that draft with Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith. Like but look, that doesn't get talked about enough as in the we talk about how he finally drafts a cornerback in the first round, and we first time since Lito and Sheldon that we went back-to-back corners. But that draft with Jalen and Nolan Smith is looking better and better every game too.
We've done a phenomenal job getting younger, and the fact that we're getting younger at the right time and while other pieces are moving out, I think it speaks to Howie. I mean, the thing that they've done, this group has just been lights out.
Dan Orlovsky gave a shout out to Howie today on First Take, and he said that the Eagles are going to be something to reckon with as long as he's the GM. He said because they've hit first 3 rounds for the past 3-4 seasons. They're all starting your first 3 rounds picks. I was happy to hear that from national analyst.
But as much as they want to give props, they don't want to give props to Jalen Hurts. My problem with the pundits is that it's a lot of clipboard holders who have now told us about a quarterback who can't do it, who's been to the Super Bowl twice.
Yeah,
and a lot of times these guys are speaking from a place of where they've been spurned or spited in the past. Like you look at guys like Chase Daniel. Chase Daniel doesn't have a positive thing to say about Jalen Hurts. But let's look into the history. He notoriously was butthurt in the fact that he didn't get an opportunity to start over Hurts, and that Hurts just got the start.
Yeah, he's crying all the way to the.
Well, he was mad over Wentz. He was mad over Wentz.
Yeah,
it was Wentz.
Yeah.
You know the one that actually shocked me? Colt McCoy. That shocked me for the disrespect that he said. He said, I can't remember the exact words, but to dumb it down, he basically said that he has the easiest job. Anybody can do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. No. Okay. Let's go. Do you want to rewind and see what we did that? Because last time I checked, didn't we have Minshew try to do that and we lost every damn game that he started? Come on, man, get out of here with that, bro. It's just
and people want to lean on how Tanner McKee or Kenny Pickett came in and had success, but like the games that they had success, we're talking about the Giants, who were a minor league team. Like they are not a serious football team. I don't know.
Darren says Dan can't stay in the goddamn end zone. We're gonna put Hurts under so many guys that haven't had real success. Shout out to everyone in the chat who gave us some of their underdogs, man. But shout out to Underdog, man. The best app for your big game party is actually on your phone. It's called Underdog. Underdog is the best place to cash in on all your takes during the big game. Which players are going off? Which ones are ice cold? Make your entries in just a few taps. With the Pick'em game, you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats, yards, touchdowns, interceptions, and more. On this podcast, we like to give some entries. We got one more podcast until the big game. Or like they call it the Super Bowl. But for Underdog, the big game, let's say Saquon Barkley higher than 100 for sure. I bet my house on it.
Mm-hmm. I'm going. We talked about taking advantage of their zone looks. I think that this is going to be a Dallas Goedert game. I would take a Dallas Goedert anytime touchdown in this game. Feel confident about it.
My entry
Saquon is always a anytime touchdown. He'll be in the end zone.
My entry would be Jalen Hurts over 25
yards rushing.
Yeah,
had 70 yards rushing in the last Super Bowl versus the Chiefs. What say you, Tim? Any I feel higher like lowers we got?
Jalen and Saquon are a lock for anytime TD at some point, but I feel Evanson, Calcaterra, he's got low numbers for over. I think 4 receptions is a realistic hit this week.
Say Kenny Gainwell, 20 yards rushing. Over.
I like it.
Make yourself some
cheddar.
Some cheddar. We got any in the chat?
I got one more for you. I got AJ Brown over 60 yards.
Oh yeah.
AJ Brown over 60.
AJ's due for a big game, man.
We got Mark Birch says Hurts over 200 yards passing, 70 rushing, 3 total TDs. Darren says they're going to have to sell out to stop the Saquon. Give me Hurts over 275 yards passing. I've seen a lot of that, but shout out to you guys for giving us some picks. But Underdog is the best place to play Pick'em. Download the app, sign up with the promo code John, and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's promo code John. Must be 18 years or older, 19 years or older in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 years or older in Colorado for some games, 21 years or older in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or Next Step to 53342. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. And if you're an AZ, ask Tim for a pair of shoes. He's got a problem.
Yeah, you're not getting none though.
Mark says Gatorade color.
Yellow.
Go orange.
Green, bruh.
I'll go blue.
Bro, what green Gatorade have you ever seen?
You've never had green Gatorade?
I've never seen green Gatorade.
What is it? Like lime?
Apple?
Is it that cucumber stuff?
Because you live in
people love that stuff.
You don't do green just because we're a green team. Like you make it a good flavor, bro.
Are you serious?
Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say.
They have green apple Gatorade. Never had it?
Who the hell? That's not refreshing.
Who the hell is drinking green? Come on. Come on. No.
What? Kelly, it's Kelly Green, dog.
I know. I've seen the color. I just thought it
But
was
why?
good when it
But
was.
why would you like? You're forcing yourself to drink something inferior just because it's the color?
Oh, because I love the taste.
You're lying. Nobody likes
You're
green
lying.
apple Gatorade the most. Bro.
You're lying.
He's here lying.
Bro,
I'm getting double teamed here.
There's big. There's me.
I've never seen green, so I don't know.
we got a celebrity in the chat. Blue Meanie says the green apple
Blue
Gatorade
Meanie.
is
All right,
good.
maybe I stand corrected.
Maybe.
The green apple Gatorade Hive is
Nope,
coming.
never
It's
had
the
it.
best
Never
one.
had it.
They're everywhere. Like I go to the store, I pick it up. I don't. It's not like
They're everywhere
What?
because everybody else took all the good flavors off the shelves already.
It's all about red, bro. Red is the best.
Yeah, but you can't do red.
Or
Like
orange.
Chiefs, you know.
Yeah. That's why I didn't say red. That's why I said
Yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you,
Red's
man.
the best flavor, though, for sure.
See, cucumber.
Change-
See, somebody told me there was a cucumber
Yeah,
Gatorade.
it changed your
I
life.
didn't believe
That sounds disgusting.
Just because you
It's
drink
real.
Arizona iced tea all the time,
Take your ass to the sideline. Go get some pickle juice at this point.
drink some water, man. Out here drinking Arizona iced tea all day. Come on, man. Shout out to cousin Kiki. in the building.
Kiki.
Also going to the Super Bowl party, real
Let's
one.
go.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm really excited. I'm really trying to like. I guess this is how you would calm kids down before Christmas. Just like settle down,
Oh yeah.
settle down. You know, you got to put this shelf on the elf on the shelf kind of stuff to like play with their emotions. Like, well, I might have to take a walk tomorrow.
Yo, Galen's gonna beat Brian Dawkins some
Looking
on
like that
Sunday.
Narcos meme where he's just like standing in the empty
Hallelujah.
Hey, quick
Walking
question
back and
though.
forth.
What quick question though? Do you think that the first play is gonna be a running play or a passing play?
Eagles or
Eagles.
Chiefs?
Eagles.
First play, you got to go Saquon. If you can,
Gotta go
catch
Saquon.
if you can catch lightning in a bottle twice
Okay.
and get it on the first play, I think you got to do it.
What about you, G?
First play, it's got to be Saquon handoff,
Tim.
left
I
side.
agree. I think it's a
Dang,
handoff.
I guess I'm the odd one. I'm not
Well,
saying that. I'm saying,
if we're expecting it, then they're expecting
think-
it, and then you might be right.
I think they're gonna put the ball in Jalen's hand first
Okay.
because of the blitzing. And then once he runs past, once they start blitzing, he's gonna run past that shit. Taking off.
They're gonna set it up.
Yeah.
We got shout out to Tim Perkins. He says Barkley, or Mr. Oregonian says play action deep to 11.
Hear me out. First play of the game, flea flicker, shot play. How about it?
When you said that, that reminds me when I see you at the NFC Championship game against the Vikings. You were so pumped about the flea flicker.
Flea flicker was awesome.
Hey, shout out to our only Chiefs fan in the building.
Easy 3P. Oh wow.
No competition is the most impressive.
And
Wow.
hey, you hear that sound? That is screenshot.
Screenshot.
It's talking about a 4-peat. My goodness. Okay.
Good
Yeah,
Lord. Okay.
No competition thing. That's
Brianna says
do you
Slim
watch
to
football? Do
AJ
you watch
or
football?
Goddard for the first TD. They're expecting Saquon. Pass to AJ. Tim says play action if we get the first possession, but if we do defer, then Saquon run first. It's got to be Saquon run first.
I don't think so.
Okay.
First play, tush push.
7 yards.
That'd be great.
That'd be dope.
Tim also doubling down with the flea flicker. Moving right along to our other offensive MVP. Who is going to be your offensive MVP for the Eagles versus the Chiefs? And we speak it into existence on the show. We don't just like that Chiefs fan was trying to, but not here. Not here, my guy.
An obvious one here, but I'm going to go with the less obvious one in the entire offensive line. I think if you win in the trenches, and if the offensive line shows up this game, they protect Jalen in the pass. They obviously create holes for Saquon. This game's going to be won on the offensive side of the ball with the offensive line.
I'm gonna go with number 1. That's Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen's gonna put on a display or what he did in the last Super Bowl. He's gonna have that Roy Jones Jr. look. Y'all must have forgot coming out. So I think it's gonna be Jalen Hurts.
Who's next?
You were Tim.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't think they were going to take my 1 and 2. Like, I expected to go straight to the obvious, but I mean, if you guys are going to go with them, I couldn't disagree with you one bit on those two groups. And Guy, I'm a Saquon. If he breaks off a couple, he's going to be a monster.
Big time. He's the one that's carried us there, man. I mean,
yeah, I'm as much as I'm gonna have to agree with Michael and a lot of you. I think Saquon's been carrying us, but if it's gonna be surprise MVP, it's the guy that still has a 2022 lock screen of the KC confetti coming down. I think that's kind of like that's his like he's tapping that dark passenger. He's that's a kind of a psychopath move to have that on your lock screen because you got to see that
I love
daily.
it.
So I feel like that is like ingrained. It's like if you were to hire like a spy killer like that. They're so locked in. Like this is our goal. This is this is just our goal. Nothing matters more than this target and this target alone. So I think
that kind of did make me laugh. I caught one of the media days where he's like, I'm not a guy that puts stuff in the locker or something like that. I'm listening. I'm like, you've had the same lock screen for 2 years. I'm pretty sure that's equivalent.
Yeah.
What's crazy is like isn't he like the second or third quarterback to go to the Super Bowl first time and then go back to the Super Bowl within like 2 or 3 years? He's number one. I thought it was the Bills. The Bills lost
Jim
4
Kelly.
in a row.
Jim Kelly.
Yeah.
With your first 5 year stat, he's the only one.
He is.
Jim Kelly is the only other guy to lose and then
consecutive.
Come back.
Got it.
Do you know who lost and then won when he came back?
John Elway?
Longer.
Lost and came back?
Lost his first Super Bowl appearance and then came
Peyton
back.
Manning.
Greasy.
Brian Greasy.
Wow. I'm a damn almanac. Almanac over here. Is that the right word?
Almanac.
Almanac. Is that caramel? Is that the same idea?
Yeah.
I was at the Apple store yesterday, and this woman was like, "I bet you don't know the number 9." She was trying to like name me 2 number 9s on the Phillies from the back in the day in the 80s, 90s.
Number 9, like the
Phillies?
jersey number 9.
Yeah, Phillies.
I don't know. What
Von Hayes.
Oh.
And then Manny Trio. No? Too old? Okay.
My brain went.
No, I know.
I went Incaviglia and Victorino, and I couldn't get him out of my head.
Yeah. And then someone's like, "Where's your keys?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know where my keys are."
Super Bowl wasn't 7 years ago.
I can tell you some real dumb shit, but how about defensive MVP? Ev, can you tell me who your defensive MVP for this game is?
Well, I'm glad that. Do you guys happen to remember at the beginning of the year what my prediction for Jalen Carter was? Who I said he would become, and then you got the man himself confirming what I said at the beginning of the year. You got Aaron Donald saying he's the next one up.
Yep.
Jalen Carter, man. Jalen Carter is the best player on our defense. He is. I mean, you look at we got some pigeons on the Chiefs' offensive line, and this is the highest motor guy on our defensive line. I mean, he is in there nearly every play. So Frank Caliendo, Mike Caliendo, I don't care who, he's coming through, bro.
He's gonna get some laughs for sure,
bro. His eyes are this close together, bro. God, damn, baby. Damn. His father must have dropped him as a baby. Damn, his eyes are close. My defensive MVP. Y'all know who it is, man. The motor mouth, Mr. I can't shut up. CJ DJ. I think he's gonna be that guy. He's gonna be drunk. He's gonna be drunk after the game because he's gonna be selling them bourbon, no shirt and just tattoos. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna call him no shirt.
We got a Jalen Carter from Brianna Helena with a have to go Carter. We got a Braun from Brianna or Braun. Todd, who's a certified Nolan Smith stan. So he's going Nolan Smith emoji with glasses and dice. So he's also creative as well. John says Hurts gets little credit for his pre-snaps reads. Hurts will
I
be
said
the
that.
deserved
Yeah.
offensive MVP.
Yeah.
Joey says Jalen Carter. Big Perk says Nolan Smith. Mr. iFlow, aka Chris, aka Young, with the Nolan Smith. I think everyone likes the glasses. Joey speaks to my family. He says Q with pick 6 would be euphoric. I'm telling you, what is euphoric is that sweatshirt that was released is fantastic. I don't know if I have it close, but
Stop flying it. I didn't get it.
that Quinyon Metso hoodie,
Quinyanamo Bay.
the back is like
Back is fire, bro.
very nice and very basic on the front, but the back is like
Right on, Mike.
shout out to John. He says defensively Blankenship pulls a
Hey, I said
card
he
out
was
of,
going to have that. I said he was going to have that pick.
shout out to Conrad. He says Zach Bond. If you guys are looking for pictures, Polymath People Productions. Conrad.
But Zach Bond, I mean, I think he's going to be seeing a lot of Travis Kelce in that game, so definitely going to need to rely on him.
I think he snags one away or a fumble recovery. He's going to make a play. He's going.
No, that's my guy. It feels like every 3 he has fantastic games, but it's like every 3 or 4 games he has a game where he just explodes. Yeah. And I think that's going to be this week. I think Bond's going to be all over the field. That's my defensive MVP. I think he's just going to kill it this week.
Bond Thugs in Harmony.
Word is Bond. I love that. I love Word is Bond because I say that a lot.
Word is Bond.
Word is Bond.
Someone who's 20 below is like, what are you talking about? I'm crashing
right.
out. I'm crashing out, Dad.
Hey, listen, man. My daughter says things like last night we took a picture. She said, "Oh, we eating that." I was like, "What? What does that mean?"
Old head. But before we get out here, I really want to give a shout out to all you people in the chat for supporting and for the keeping the vibes elevated. Like you could easily, be going in a tailspin, but you're here being positive, talking about wins and MVPs and Super Bowl runs and eating dip during the goddamn game. But
nobody's eating during the game. I never said I was eating during the game,
bro.
But if you want,
sounds crazy.
Yeah. But if you want to eat during the game, you can go to Cefali's Pizza. Shout out to them. They've been holding us down at the tailgates. You can get the lovely pizza. It's close to where Prime lives. Maybe you can get
Prime.
You can ask Prime where you can get those peach outfits he's wearing. Shout out to Red Bull for giving the tailgates wings all these years. We appreciate you guys. Shout out to Bud Light for holding down the tailgate per usual. It's always been a fantastic ride with you all as well. And 1675 Spirits, man. The last tailgate went out with a bang. They provided
ton of booze.
The booze, and it was fantastic. Shout out to Lowski Entertainment. This guy looks more dressed up than I've ever seen him in his life in this photo. But he's DJing the party at JJ Bootleggers. Make sure you check him out. And DJ Head Trip. Also honorary captain, Conchhawk and Italian Bakery.
Shout
and
out.
resident barbecue expert, man. Smoking and Son, aka Alex, in the building. Yeah. But before we get at it, we like to get things off our chest. It doesn't have to be Super Bowl related.
I got one festering right now.
Say it with your chest, Evan.
I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but DMV, you got to get your shit together, man. I'm over here just trying to switch over my license and get some of that sweet suburban New Jersey insurance. Get it because I was in the city and my insurance doubled because I had street parking, and so I'm trying to go get my license changed today. Go to one DMV. They said appointment only. Appointment only. You're the DMV. I should be able to just walk into the DMV and do my DMV business. What the hell you mean appointment only? And then I go to the second DMV, and I found out that they were just closed. That statewide, all DMVs are closed because of the weather. Not a single inch of snow we got, but they closed the DMV. So that's where I'm at today. I'm pissed off at the New Jersey DMV, and that's where I'm at.
I just want to say Delaware's DMV is elite.
Arizona sucks.
And same with the iced tea. Too much sugar in there. Come on now. Say it with your chest, Tim.
Man, my saying with my chest is, man, listen, if you're going to a daddy-daughter dance, you're doing something function with your family.
Don't.
Yo.
What did you say?
Kick your ass.
What'd you say?
Don't wear peach.
I thought this was
Don't wear peach.
Prob, I did not say that. I did not say that. But no, if you're going to a family, if you go into a family function or a daddy-daughter, whatever it is, bro, and they have sports there, please keep it PG and fun. Nobody wants to see you turn into the Hulk in front of all these like 10, 20 little kids, man. There was a dude last night there at the damn daddy-daughter dance. First of all, I knew he was trouble when he came in there with he was dressed up head to toe. It looked like a damn Dodger player from head to toe. He had the pants, it looked like cleats on the carpet. We in church. This is a church, by the way. We went to church last night. Brother, take it easy. It's a kid thing. Take it easy. People take it easy, man.
What game was he even looking at? I mean, the Dodgers.
Putt. He was taking it crazy doing putt, bro. He hit he broke the club like he was Bo Jackson when Bo Jackson put it over his thigh. Bong. I'm gonna need y'all to chill, man. This is daddy-daughter day, man. It's supposed to be a nice time. Y'all taking it too damn serious. I understand. I'm a competitor. I'm one of them. I hate to lose. I'm the worst. You can ask Gail, ask Primo. Do not talk to me after the Eagles lost, because I'm the worst. But bruh, keep it family.
They're calling him Peach Prime in the chat now.
Oh no! Nope, that wasn't me.
I think Prime looks good. I thought that's where you were going.
It looks good.
Oh, that's funny.
So who's next? Say it with your chest. Tim.
Doesn't happen very often, but it happened today. Emails that are sent incorrectly to a large group, and it's a heavy head count on the email. If the first person replies, please check who this was sent to.
The reply.
400 people afterwards don't have to say, I don't think I should be on this email. I don't think I should be on this email. I don't think I should be on this email. My phone was blowing up. Nothing.
Watch the CC.
Yep. That's it. And it wasn't me. I read the first one. Please check who you sent on this email. And that's where it should stop. That should have been done right there. And there was at least 120 people after that. Are you sure I should be on this? This isn't my market. This isn't where I'm.
Those are the worst.
That drove me nuts. What's today?
Say it with your chest. I'm gonna piggyback off Ev. The turtleneck combo should not be worn in sports anymore. I think that's if you got a shiesty, maybe if connector or something. But this turtleneck is garbage. Like we said, reminds us of the '90s all for one look.
That was quick.
That's terrible.
It's just not a good
what
look.
Group is that?
That's all for one. That's
them.
Yeah, that's the Chiefs line right there.
Do you swear?
Oh, that was terrible back in the 90s.
Unpixelated, John. We need HD on that one.
Wow.
But yeah. Don't wear the turtleneck. Come on, man. The shiesty, yeah, but not the turtleneck. Last word before we get at. No, actually, I need a prediction on your. I need a prediction and then your last word. We'll go with you, Tim, Mr. Tim Armstrong. A prediction and then your last word.
I think it's going to be close majority of the game. I think it's going to be back and forth. I think there's going to be points put up, but I think it's going to end the 33-21. I think there's going to be a couple, possibly a turnover, which is going to separate late third, fourth quarter, similar to some of our other playoff games. And then everybody just enjoy this time right now. Like everybody else is sitting at home watching your team. Everybody else is talking about which team are we going to root for. You're rooting for your team in the Super Bowl. Stop overthinking it. Sit down. Make sure you eat your food before it starts, and then enjoy the game.
Okay. Tim, Mr. Tim Kincaid, Tim Arizona Tim, Desert Tim, Arizona Iced Tea Tim.
But just like Tim said, man, enjoy this time. Your team is in the Super Bowl. It can be worse, bro. You can be a Browns fan. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, you got to stray. Sorry, Browns.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. But listen, man, like this is an exciting time. And it's like what a time to be alive. What a time to be an Eagles fan right now. We're back in the Super Bowl. It's been 3 years, bro. Twice. And I know, like, we like the jewelry, but this right here, this one, I don't know what it is, man. And I'm pretty sure I can count on my brothers on this one, but you have that feeling with this one. This one means a lot. You got to come home with this one. And just to see, like, the passion, the closeness, the behind the scenes, the way everybody's acting, like, you know what I mean? And, like being togetherness and the opening show, the opening night, when you see Jalen and Pat just looked like he looked scared. He looked like he didn't even want to look at Jalen. And Jalen was just like, I'm going to get your ass today. I'm going to get your ass. Like it was just that swag that okay, come on, son. I'm trying to do my last words, and you got to put the pause on me real quick. No, but damn, you messed my whole thing up. I was trying to pump y'all up, but you messed me up. But yo,
That's not the mojo.
We're climbing the mountain, and we ain't letting go now. Let's go in there. Let's get on the top of that mountain. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
I mean, I've been saying this whole postseason that I see a lot of similarities between this team and the 2018 Super Bowl. I said that the Rams game was very reminiscent, the end of it especially, of the Falcons game the year that we won. I think that we go into the next week. That was the Minnesota game versus the Commanders, where we just completely owned them and beat them down. Now we're going into the Super Bowl, and I agree with Tim Armstrong. I think that this is going to be a close game for a lot of it, but I think eventually we're going to. I think we're going to do a typical Eagles thing, which is we're going to feel comfortable about this game in the third quarter, and then all of a sudden it's going to slip a little bit. And Pat Mahomes is going to, make it a little bit closer. He's going to raise our blood pressure a little bit. But when it's all said and done, I think that the Eagles win by 2 possessions. I think it's going to be a 34-24 Birds win. And that's also going to say, I know Jake Elliott has struggled a lot this year. This has been one of his worst years as a pro, but he's a big-time player that showed up in big-time places before. This is the biggest stage there is, and he's playing on the most perfect conditions that you could be playing on. He's playing on turf inside. I have faith in Jake Elliott in this game, and I think that he's going to end up, like my score prediction alludes to, having some crucial points for us in this. So let's go Birds. Let's go win it. Let's go win it handily. Let's party on Bourbon Street, bro. Let's go.
Let's go.
Bourbon and Broad.
Mm-hmm.
Bourbon and Broad. Yeah, I mean, last word, obviously, my prediction is 34-24. I think
that was exactly my prediction.
Was it?
That was exactly what I said. All right.
33-24? Is that better?
If we're locked in, we're locked in.
Hey,
I was say you better stay with that.
Hey, I mean, I just feel like I mean, I'm not even like being. I felt pretty confident about the squad and what they've done all season long. I think they're gelling at the right time. I think they're getting better and better as they continue to move forward. I think they've got a lot to play for. This just didn't start this year. It didn't start last year. This is a culmination of like what they went through, losing a Super Bowl. This is how they fell apart the next season. They got back up on the horse, and they've been riding this to the Super Bowl right now. I mean, they put it together. Everyone had to come together, not just the team, but the front office, getting different pieces, the Quignons and the Cooper DeJeans and the Zach Bonds of the world, and getting these picks rights, and in the Jalen Carters and the Nolan Smiths, and then the whole Jalen Hurts thing. Like, doubt the kid. I love the way he's answered all these questions. Keep doubting the kid. The kid's a winner. He's been a reason for the seasons behind the scenes. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what your fan base thinks. It doesn't matter what you clipboard pundits on the national news think. It's what the people in the locker room think, and the diehards think. We love this quarterback, and we love this running back. I think we ride this to the wheels fall off with Saquon, and this team's getting that second Lombardi.
Go.
We'll see you
I
guys.
just want to say something real quick. I appreciate you guys having me on. This was fun.
Bro.
And
Glad you came.
that is Tim. I'm Tim A. So we'll go for that from the future. That is
Oh, it's
Tim.
all
Because
good.
he's the original. I am Tim
I'm
A.
King K. Go by King K.
Just call him Arizona Tim.
Don't call me Arizona. I am not from here. Just call me King K.
Until that motherfucker
You didn't give a number.
Until
Yeah,
that motherfucker
King
moved
K, you
back
didn't
to
give a
Philly,
number.
call him Arizona
I
Tim.
did not give a number. I'm gonna go really close. I'm probably gonna make some people mad, but 27-28.
This guy. He's probably
Trying to have
gonna eat.
everybody with a heart attack.
He's probably gonna eat. He's gonna eat appetizer in the fourth quarter too.
No. I will not eat. I'm not gonna eat.
He's going in
I
on that
will not
Spanish
eat.
artichoke dip. There's 22:16 left on the clock.
It'd be like fourth down.
What's this
4,
guy?
players on
dip?
the line. Tim's like, yo, man, pass the Grey Poupon, B. We'll see you guys in
Buffalo
the next
chicken.
one. We'll see you guys in the next one. And as always, go birds and fly. Eagles fly.
Let's go win.